All right, we are recording again. So, hi everyone, this is my third video in my series of reactions to Hogwarts Legacy, and this is specifically Hogwarts Legacy 20 Minutes of Touring Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with commentary. And must say, there is, of course, a 46-minute video completely, which has a full gameplay showcase with all the commentary sections in between. I will be seeing them like on in my own free time, but like reacting to that, it's not easy. You must have seen my, if you've seen my previous two reactions, I tend to pause a lot, I tend to speak a lot, and that usually balloons the time it takes to react. So this is the longest one, and I hope I can like fit it in an amicable space. Because yeah. Anyways, let's get into it and see what Hogwarts
We've
has to
got
offer.
some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James. There you are. You're wearing the House Fanatic robes from the account linking.
Thank you. I do.
We've got some gameplay pulled
Yeah.
up for us here.
Also, there are people singing there. In case that's bothering you, I do stay in a college hostel. There's only so much I can do about my fellow hostelites. Yeah, please forgive it.
We've got some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James. There you are. You're wearing the House Fanatic robes from the account linking.
Thank you. I do look good. And this is our first look at the Hufflepuff common room, I'm assuming. I mean, dorm room.
The dorm room.
Yeah.
So in the previous video, he was saying he doesn't know how comfortable he is with revealing his face, and then they just put a camera on him. Well, I mean, I was assuming it was a privacy thing, but like if you have a camera on you, man. Okay, I should probably cut this segment out. Anyways,
This is awesome. But Alan, what are we seeing right here with the UI? Because this is our first look.
Yeah. So
Mini-map,
right now, we
ocean,
know there's been a lot of questions about
and spells.
about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it.
So these are the two bars here, all right?
So kind of
That owl looks funky.
going over it from right to left. On the
I
bottom
guess
right is what we call our
it's a
spell
work in
diamond.
progress. So
So those are everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game.
Okay.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly. To the
see, that's what I don't like. When it comes to like, okay, if you're gonna give me an ability, right? Don't make me go to a menu and then slot it. If you're gonna give me ability, allow me to like in real time, like give me like a weapon wheel of sorts, and I can select my ability from there, right? Don't do this shit. Okay, the problem is uh most people will just select whatever spells they come across first and just stick to it and never change. Like, yeah, I understand like making your own playthrough and stuff, but I can make my own play type and my own play method even if I have access to all these spells from the beginning. I understand there's like some button limitations on consoles and these things, but I think a weapon wheel can be made, and I don't know, maybe they'll reveal that okay, these are just some quick use things and you can later on do it on the weapon wheel as well. I don't know. Because they're saying that they have 20 spells, and I understand that uh opening the weapon wheel every time can be a bit of a, for lack of a better term, why would it be a hassle? Like I think it would be more of a hassle to like use the slottable spells while you're in combat. I don't know. I think I don't know if I'm making my point clear. My point is essentially that if you have to go into a pause menu and then select all of your spells and slot them in, you are just you don't want to go to the pause menu. You don't want to get unimmersed in what you're doing, right? A lot of modern games have this problem for whatever reason. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the most. Like, I'm not going to get into this. This is going to be a long discussion.
The
if I get
top
into
left
that.
of that is you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times. And Revelo is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there. You know, like what are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool
Did he
wheel.
eat an apple?
Over the course of magical tools that you're going to be
he just
kind of
he just the apple
growing over the
disappeared.
course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Cool.
There are a few things that I left off.
Wait,
that's where you're going to be kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them. That's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be side, but we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be
There is a weapon wheel. So I guess they wanted to put a lot of things in, and I guess then if they had given multiple wheels, then there would have been a problem of too much choice, because like it would be essentially the same issue that I'm pointing out, except that you don't have to go into a pause menu to do it. Like too much choice is also bad. So I guess I understand why they would do this. Then I guess my earlier criticism is defunct. All right. Sorry if that offended anyone.
Kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Cool.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the left is our mini map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out into the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of minimaps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the minimap and turn on or off different elements of our HUD.
Really immerse yourself.
And we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat, but that's kind of
I love miming.
That's what you're seeing there, and this is our HUD.
I can't work without.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories.
So there's nice. Bertie Bott's every flavor beans and chocolate frogs, right? Am I identifying them wrong? And a book that's very uncomfortably opened in with one page sticking out. That is not a comfortable position to keep a book in. I don't know how it's staying there, but whatever.
Bedside tables.
They are nice bedside tables.
Yeah.
The honey-colored wood was.
Sorry, this is my fan. It's gonna create some noise. Do forgive me. But I kind of need it because the light is kind of giving me a headache. All right, let's get
It's mentioned in the writing. It's part of lore.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
So now we're walking.
What's part of lore?
Bedside tables.
Yeah.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. It's part of lore.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
So now we're walking out into.
We really tried making these low-ceilinged dorms to give you that Badger set sort of feel.
And the first thing I know is the music. The score is amazing with this.
Gorgeous.
And I'm calling out here, this is unique music that you're hearing for the Hufflepuff Common Room. Go back to those Common Room videos we released, you'll notice the music's a little bit different, and that is entirely intentional.
All right. Oh, so different music plays when
I just want to welcome you to your common room in every single house, just a little bit differently. You can customize that experience right away.
Oh my god.
Or maybe that
so
was a
awesome.
specific music made for that particular video. I don't know.
So I mean, beautiful design. We could spend like the entire rest of the stream
Holy
just in
shit.
the common room here and talking
But
about
you've already
it. And
done
I'm
common
sure
rooms.
Boston and James could be like just
Oh, dancing
geeking
cactus.
out
Hi.
This all the details come from J.K. Rowling's writings for this common room. The round doors, the hanging vines, even the dancing badgers.
While we're on that topic, I just want to mention I don't like J.K. Rowling one bit. Like her opinions and stuff. I do like her as a creative. I think she has a very good imagination. Some of the things she says, man, you need your Twitter taken away. I'm sorry. But with that, again, this is her world. She is an amazing creative. That means she has a good imagination. But that's it, right? Anything else, just throw it out of the window. So, like, yeah, well, I guess J.K. Rowling was going to be involved with this project in some form or the other. But you know what? There are a lot of other people involved in this project, and to throw that away, I don't think I'll be comfortable. So, and also this is something that I've been waiting for so long. So I guess I will be playing this regardless.
On the
It's
fireplace.
got a real earthy vibe.
Yeah.
It's very, very earthy.
which is like elements for each of the houses,
Yeah,
right? Like,
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw is air, Gryffindor is fire, and Slytherin is water.
What?
houses,
Yeah,
right? Like,
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw is air, Gryffindor is fire, and Slytherin is water.
When did that comparison come along? Huh? Okay, I think that's enough of a deviation from J.K. Rowling for me to be comfortable about this. I guess they're just trying to please certain fans.
We
Wow.
really leaned into that for each common room.
Wow.
So if it feels earthy, we've got a little earthen passageway. That's what we.
Oh, hello, that's the
Hopefully, it should feel very
Farfra.
familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
but I know you don't want to leave, but we're gonna be leaving.
Thank you. I understand. Whoa, the sound effects though.
Oh my god.
Looking back at the past trailers,
Okay, that's,
but kind of hearing how Hogwarts is now, it's so cool.
I think so that the transition
Andrew's going to
needs
make
a
use
little
of
bit
one of
work,
our
but that's
spells,
okay.
Revelio.
Use Revelio right here because there's a little magic going on.
You notice a little something there.
All right.
Yeah. So these are something that we kind of interchangeably call Revelio pages or lore pages. And you'll notice a bunch of things pop up
Right.
on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some
XP.
XP for it.
Mhm.
And you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field guide challenge
Okay,
up in the
okay.
corner.
Interesting.
So I want to talk about
Do
that a little
the
bit.
paid portraits
So
move?
we had to ask ourselves, what? Eh?
Portraits have to
Continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there.
Yeah.
But in our game, we had to answer the question, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Okay. Okay.
And so we have an answer to that question.
Also, interesting. I'm in the 5th year college, and he's also in the 5th year school. But it's a good entry point.
And it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field
Staff?
Guide that's granted to you
Oh.
early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide
Okay.
is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before we push forward a little bit, you can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
That's your Wizard's
Oh,
Field Guide. And you can
interesting.
see your house kind of crest
in the middle,
overlaid
yeah.
over it. right?
Okay,
And you
okay.
can see that on your level as well. So that the field guide has this
I take all my criticism back. I would probably come to this pause level just to stare at it. Well done, team. Well done.
this magical property of looking out into the world around you. And the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professors
So
have
cool.
granted it to you as a late fifth year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids. And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of
On the bottom.
locked into there.
Okay.
And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see
the
different
pause
types of
menu is
challenges
tied
that are combat
into
challenges, quest challenges,
Wow.
exploration
so it's
challenges.
tied
and you can see
into
field guide pages are on
the
there
game.
as well.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
1%. We unlocked that one field guide page. Right?
That entire category is one of the ways that the book.
Man, this is wow. They didn't need to go this far with this, and I'm happy that they did. Like pause menus, like they could have like done with a fucking ugly looking thing, like not ugly, but like, like a minimalist thing, but they went all in on it, and this is the sign of a creative team, like a creative team that really cares about what it's doing. I should move on, or we're going to be here all day.
Itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school that you're actually going to interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge and a way to earn XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them, and there are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone. So.
Little glimpse of the grand staircase here. We're not gonna...
Circular staircase.
All the portraits.
Oh,
And I did
circular
notice the
staircase.
blue flame just ignite right there, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fast travel points there. House hourglasses. We had to. How much fun was it designing those and
this
putting
is-
all
Oh,
those
they're
in
gorgeous,
there?
but
But
they're there
Something
just
else.
like in the books.
Yes.
Right
It's
next
a
to
nod
the
to
Great
lore.
Hall.
it's a nod to lore.
This is more accurate than the movies. Holy shit.
House points is not a core mechanic or system in the
Yeah,
game. It is
we didn't turn it
narratively.
into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And there are lots of
see.
choices where
That's
we
a-
want
that's
to
a
nod
respectable
to
choice.
things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the right.
Because house points were a system in Hogwarts Mystery, and goddamn was it abysmal. But I don't know. It could have been interesting, like how, depending on how much you contribute. But like seeing that you're just one person in like the entirety of the school, right? How much could the contributions of one person like really change in a house point? Like it clearly has to be like a collective effort, right? So I kind of do respect it, because the only way you can go about it is the way that Hogwarts Mystery went about it, is that other houses they just seem to have the prodigies, and like they just boosted, like automatically boosted above your house points, and like other people in your house would have like 40 or like 20 points or like 0 points, and like you would have some ridiculous amount, and like about 1,500 something, and your house total would be like 1,600. Like I'm not a big fan of that system, if you can't tell. So I guess and what I'm trying to say is that yes, of course they could do a more collective thing, but then the points would have to be randomized enough. Like how do you simulate other NPCs like giving points and all, because it has to feel not fake. Anyways, that's enough of that.
Part of the
There,
wizard
Andrew
world.
was teasing. That's the Great Hall over through those doors. Again, we're not going there. He's just kind of like,
Also, like, provided that certain NPCs are gonna be in certain houses, so that way, like, being in certain houses could give you an unfair advantage or an unfair, disadvantage. Provided who is there, like, because I'm not talking about the non-play, like the non-story NPCs, the NPCs that appear in the stories. They have houses, right? And they will obviously have their own like leanings towards earning house points, and you can see how that can, anyways, it's a complicated system. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's a flying
here's another collectible page. Just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up, and
I like
that's
that
a shot
animation.
straight
I want to see that
Hogwarts
again.
you can page. Just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts
Awesome.
that you can do and pick up, and
That's a shot straight from the trailer too. Just that part right there. I recognize that.
We might be giving you a little fan service here with callbacks to those. So
and this must be summertime because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the season.
The detail I put in this is kind of it. I get surprised by it all the time.
It's a sentient magic castle. So.
Hogwarts is sentient.
And we're going out. Look at that.
This is where the students would normally kind of congregate, just to kind of chill out, play, meet each other outside of the Great Hall before and after meals.
Man, this game is
I
epic.
love the way that when the castle interconnects to, that it interconnects outside, inside. There are pathways on both sides of things, so you really get a sense of scope to how big this castle is.
And when you see things, like you'll notice a bridge over there, that's a place you can go to.
That's the viaduct,
like everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
We put a lot of effort in making it feel.
So you are telling me that I can visit that hill over there? All right, I guess.
Really alive, not just with student population, but even just the greenery and stuff. It's Scotland.
Yeah.
And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it. And
tell me one thing. So Hogwarts is in Scotland, right? And established titles. I'm sorry, I'm bringing that up, but established title is like you can buy 1 square foot of Scottish land, and like you can call yourself Lord. This is just like a fan thing, but like I don't know if they would do it in like this game. I don't think they will, but can like it be modded after the games comes in, that like some mechanic of that sort, that you can like essentially go out into Scotland and buy 1 square foot of land and call yourself Lord whatever. Like it would be a cool call out, but I guess then they would like conflict with established title. I don't know, but it would certainly be cool. It's just a tangent I went on. Sorry.
Gosh.
that landscape, that Scottish.
This location might look a little familiar to you.
I thought I recognized it. I believe this is from the Spring ASMR, and yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to that.
I am going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on. We can't spoil everything. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts contains a lot of secrets.
Yeah, well. Also, the texture was a little above ground, and that's okay.
This grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall, and we pointed out the greenhouse outside, and we'll notice when we get down there that it's on the right.
This is a big hub of the school. Like it's a big castle, but
I'm just in awe. I can't say much.
It's kind of a grand central station.
I love that.
Each direction, you know, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there.
Lost?
Transfiguration courtyard. You know, the library straight ahead, so it's kind of a.
I guess I would want to get lost over here.
Oh my god!
A lot of the castle.
Even the color, visually, you can just tell. Okay, green.
Greenhouse. That way. A lot of
Is that an alphabet? Is that a word, or is that just a pattern? I don't know.
The castle.
Even the color, visually, you can just tell. Okay, green.
Also, I like that the thing for Revelio is essentially just the all-seeing eye, like Illuminati, but it also looks like the Deathly Hallows, somewhat. Well, whatever.
Greenhouse.
Oh
my
Without the Elder Wand, of course, but it's an interesting choice, is what I'm saying.
god!
A lot of it'll be subconscious, but it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
That's not to say that it's easy to learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it on a daily basis. It's a castle.
Great point.
I love that Andrew's definitely teasing a lot of things here. I'm noticing he's swinging the camera this way and that.
Yeah.
Show us that, man.
His face over there.
We couldn't see him swinging the camera.
I know what I'm
from the reveal trailer. There's that dragon. Oh my god.
This is another location where the students will gather, you know, and just kind of chill out.
And an opportunity to talk to somebody, get a quest giver here.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumor is that...
You mean the dandelion keys? Like they fly like the seeds of the dandelion. I see.
The former head.
I don't know if my pronunciation is funny or like her pronunciation is the one that is wrong. Could be either.
Mistress, Professor Mole, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor...
Also, that kind of brings into question the... No, not question. It brings into light the keys that Harry had to collect from... You know, the broom challenge in the end, and then the first year, where the flying keys were there. So if I guess the flying keys are a known thing, so that's a reference, I guess.
Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys years ago. Professor Black, to protect the contents of certain locked... Headmistress, Professor Mole, conjured them to protect... Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Mole, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys.
Black.
And they appear every few years.
His ancestor.
You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle.
Oh.
If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Oh, wait. What? Why is she turning into smoke? Wait, why is that person? How are we gonna gloss over that? The hell? What is this?
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
What? Okay then. So this is like a search items quest. So interesting. And you'll get a bit like, it's not like you collect n number of things and immediately you get a reward. Like it's like no wait, like you collect n number of things and then you get a reward. It's like you collect one thing, you get one reward, which is interesting. You know, so no matter how much collecting you do, you will get something. Of course, there'll be a grand reward for collecting all of them, but you know, that's an interesting way to go about it. What is this man doing here? There's liquid nitrogen coming out of his body or mouth or whatever. What, man? Show me this guy. I need this question answered.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
Okay then. What are you doing, my dear sir? What is this?
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
I'm going to gloss over this random person pouring liquid nitrogen on himself because I am an NPC. Sorry.
So it's kind of side quests are really...
Okay,
I hope you do.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
It's definitely too quiet. I wish there was a little bit more ambient music, but it's okay. What were the other options? Why would headmistress do... Oh, these are optional options. I see, so they just script over there. I wonder if that's for spoiler reasons or just for quick gameplay reasons.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
So those kind of side quests are really, it's a cool way to interact with your fellow students, with perhaps other teachers, with
so I was
various
wrong. It's
things
not
like that, as well as
it's
teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts, I think. There's
in
a
this
little
case,
bit of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions. Different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can affect things game wide. Some of these affect characters.
So what are these flames that keep lighting? I guess they're checkpoints in a way.
And I see. Sometimes it's just about checkpoints, and then you can nice guy or just being a jerk.
Yeah, absolutely. So the scale really varies, but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
So you can be a jerk if you want to.
This is the Dada Defense Against the Dark Arts. Power, which this is one of my favorite locations in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just the richness of this area.
Very iconic, very unique to. anywhere else in the castle.
Somebody else that we can talk to, notably a younger student.
Yeah, she looks like a first year or an 11-year-old.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am?
No,
Zenobia
as a
Noak,
matter of fact, I fucking
the girl
don't.
whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Let me give you a bit of advice. In school, everyone hates everyone for no reason. Sometimes they just don't show it because of personal gain. So, yes, this guy's expression is agreeing with me. But okay, those are the only two options I get. I wish I could have said something like, nah, that's like, if they hate you, that's probably because you intimidate them or they are afraid of you, because you are too talented. Because that's usually the reason why people hate other people in schools. But I guess.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoil sports.
I wouldn't like to argue with that, considering Malfoy.
Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles.
And then if you lose, it gobs all over you. Yes, I'm very familiar with it.
Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Yep, and interesting. Yeah.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which
yeah.
I never do. Or at least, not often.
That guy's answer is my answer, but I guess I would just do it because it's a game.
People can be so cruel. Just because
Yeah,
they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's...
I think you are a little off there, kid. I think it's a reasonable position to have. That I don't want smelly liquid all over my face and my body. That sounds wrong out of context. Do not take this out of context. I know you will, but don't.
It's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Actually, no. I think I would have played gobstones with her just to indulge, because she's younger, and as a senior I would have felt like, yeah, I think it's kind of my responsibility to, if a junior feels bullied. I guess this is my college self coming in, if a junior feels bullied, it's kind of my responsibility as a senior to, make her feel less bullied, I guess, and indulge them a little. But I guess, yeah, I do understand why you wouldn't want to play gobstones.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they
Okay, that's rude. So I guess they are showing how to be a jerk.
responded accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
I love that interaction with her because there's so many ways that you can go with that. You can you can feel for her. You can be a jerk to her. You can be like, gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean.
Yeah, and your opportunity.
Yep, and you definitely were mean. But I guess that is good to have an option, and there are balloons with eyes over there. That's not a sentence. Those are random words. Why are there balloons with eye over there? That's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. And that's in a castle filled with rotating stairs that can like change at any moment and potentially throw you off if you're an absent-minded knobhead like me. Okay then.
Opportunities to be mean there aren't over. So,
they continue.
That's a good example of the
gobstones too. I know people are gonna
Oh
ask.
God! Oh God! Oh my God! Those eyes blinked. Those eyes blinked. Those eyes blinked. The fuck! Please get that out of my sight. It's the most horrifying thing ever.
They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. Gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the game. I know.
Oh, thank God. But you know what? I would have played it anyways. You know, as I said, to indulge her in that moment.
We've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things. Honestly, it's it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this like speak to us as fans and that we want to turn into gameplay. And there were calls that we had to make over the course of which things we will and won't include in the bucket.
That's understandable.
Wizard's chest.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world. Right?
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah. Every single time.
That's an understandable thing. Like I guess like on the priority of things to do, I guess gobstones is like pretty low, right? Like yeah, it's a good thing to have it, but like you know, can't do without it. Especially because I think you know what I'm gonna say.
There was something that we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of
please get those eyes out of my goddamn frame, goddammit.
Like acknowledge it, touch it, you know, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
And I know here too.
What is?
I was like, we're in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. I recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at. Andrew was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
Being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and you know, that kind of thing. Like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative-based, and so there's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative. Each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells.
That's a good choice, because goddamn, can you imagine so let me bring up a game that I really hate. Well, I don't hate it, but like I hate this particular part, like this mechanic of it. So many people know about the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Right. So many people know about the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but what people don't know that there were 2 tie-in games for each movie. And in Amazing Spider-Man 2, there were kind of these random crimes that appeared and like disappeared within a time frame. And if essentially if you let a crime disappear, right, or if you started a crime and like you failed it, like you failed to stop it, then like what would happen is that your heroic meter would go down, and as your heroic meter starts going down, the city starts becoming more and more hostile to you. So like swinging around becomes an issue, and you know, all of those things. And like the way you can avoid that is like by not letting crime disappears, and like by going there and doing the crimes. What that ended up doing is that it just got in the way of gameplay. Like you try to go from mission A to mission B, and like a crime would disappear and your heroic rating would fall for no reason. And I think you get the point. And like, so if classes were similar, like you have to like in a day-night cycle, you have to attend these many classes. So yeah, it would just get in the way of it would just get in the way of gameplay, essentially. And also, the only way to circum that would have been to have a longer day and night cycle, which would also have been abysmal because most people only play for like 2 to 3 hours at a time, and like even that's like being generous. Some people play half an hour at a time, and you know, if a day and night cycle is an actual like day and night cycle, most people like would take like many playthroughs like just to get to like one day and night cycle, right? So I guess it's a good choice.
It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay.
Yes, it would have been nice to like miss classes, like that would have added that much more immersion to it, but uh, I'm happy that's not the case, because I think it would have been an abysmal thing.
Your spells, your major abilities, you get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments in those missions. And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that through kind of like side classroom missions, essentially, where you can learn additional spells or things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that Andrew's been kind of showing off, ways to kind of interact with the environment and just engage with the world. And, you know, maybe down there who's sipping some tea with
Victorian high school, you know.
High society.
High society.
It's not Victorian if you don't include tea.
And it's no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the Slytherins.
Oh, come on.
We like
What?
this area.
Victorian high, you know.
High society.
High society.
And it's no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the Slytherins.
Oh, come on.
All right. All right.
But, like, speaking of lived in, like, the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like, it just makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that, the brooms going
I
by
just saw a broom
overhead.
go by. Love that. The data tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts.
Also, one thing that I noticed is that now it's kind of become like a thing that Hogwarts people just have uniforms, but so originally in like when J.K. Rowling wrote the books, she did not include uniforms. Like Hogwarts students could just wear whatever, right? Because it's a residential school. Not even for going to class. Like they could just wear whatever whenever they pleased. Like, and that's something that has come into Hogwarts mystery recently. Like many people wear like just different clothes, but it still reverts to uniforms in the classes. And I understand why that's not here, right? Because that would have been that would have just increased the work for no fucking reason. But you know, it would have been a good thing to have. But this is not a complaint, by the way. This is not a complaint. This is just I'm saying. This is just an bit of information that I'm giving you guys, and it's completely fine. And like I'm neutral on that they chose to go with uniforms. Yeah.
It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's.
In fact, I'm happy that they chose to go with uniforms because then they can spend time on the other things. Like I would be I'd be very pissed off if they gave everyone a custom clothing and then proceeded to have Unity level pop-ins,
Mostly to help orient the player,
right.
Help you not get lost.
Right.
But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the
I
Marauders
see.
map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality. And
do we get the Marauders map? I guess the Marauders doesn't exist at this point. You can't get the Marauders map. Right.
Personality. I like that because it does like Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character no matter where you go.
Wait, what?
It does like Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character no matter where you go.
Yeah.
That door just shrunk out of nowhere.
Feels just a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a sentient castle full of magic for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's going to kind of
And
grow and
full
develop.
of,
I heard something.
Yeah. Speaking of characters.
Speaking of magic, Mr. Magic himself.
All right, Peeves. Thank God he's here.
We talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side.
Oh, yeah?
That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky,
Yeah,
and he's got his bow truckle friend. And I think if players don't know, there's another Revelio page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
Hides behind it. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Third book.
Fuck.
But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway.
Oh yeah, this is the. All right. Wait.
He's got some gameplay pulled.
Right. Let's look at the because I think we missed something. So let's look at the full gameplay reveal and like
That is
Characters' lives.
Spells yet?
We've had to rip the.
It has a lot.
okay. The students have put together
The wizards kind of like
Lucan?
on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side.
yeah?
That's
Do you know who
there's a
that
little
is?
bit to miss. I think.
Lachlan the Lanky,
Yeah,
and he's got
yeah.
a Revelio page there.
Yeah,
That's right.
the third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and
I see.
so the
That's
sound makes it
interesting.
really unique.
And that's Ravenclaw's lost diadem in the background. Interesting.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we
Wow. So they actually addressed that criticism as well. They addressed owls.
are at the
I just leave it at
owlery.
that.
We're looking directly at the owlery to show you all of the owls.
Yeah, people.
It's a lot
Look
of
at owls.
at the owlery.
I
all
love the
owls.
fog rolling down that.
Great callback. Great call.
But no, I also love that as I
Ubisoft. If you're looking at this, you know when you're trying to make the Prince of Persia remake, this is how you answer fan feedback.
one of my
I'll
favorite
just
things
leave it at
about just kind of going around on the outside of the school is that all those things that I see are places that I can go to, that I can visit. I just love that sensation. knowing that that is real.
That lovely Scottish countryside.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was but a fraction of this enormous castle. But we're closing it out here in the Clock Tower, so another recognizable location. But this is
Okay, this is where we begin the combat challenges thing, and but there's like a fair bit remaining. Oh, that's just them speaking, I think. There's a bit at the beginning, then they begin with the character creator, and then they move to the halls. I don't think we've missed much. I just wanted to like pull this up, right? Okay. So this was I reacted to the full Hogwarts Legacy gameplay showcase, and like in pieces, of course. And I really like that IGN did the piecewise thing so that I could react to them in chunks and like not have to do the whole thing. Anyways, without further ado, I guess I can end the video here. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below with your thoughts and share this video with your friends and all that wonderful stuff. If you like this content and want more like it, then hi, I am Gopal Chakrabarti. Then if you like this content and want more like it, then hi, I am G.C.Nightwalker. I am the author of a novel called Dreams of Perfection. It's a dark fantasy sci-fi novel, and you will get a summary of that, like a synopsis, like a plot synopsis. Well, not plot synopsis, a vague idea of that summary. Just keep it not plot summary. Like you'll get like a thing that's in the back of the book. Not exactly, but like you'll get that in the description, right? And the links to buy that will also be in the description. My socials are in the description. If you want to follow me over there, I don't do much over there. And I do on this channel mostly gaming and reaction content, and most of my reaction content is like this. So that's your thing. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon with all notifications turned on so that you can know when my next video is up, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye everyone.